Hi everyone, this is Dr. Teresa Dale. This is Natural Health Radio, and I'm your host, and we're going to be talking about your health freedom, as well as how your health freedom plays a role in everything in your life, because it's all related to your choices, you see. So your health freedom is your ability to make choices you've never made before, new choices about your health, about your life, about your belief system, about the food you eat, where you shop, anything related to freedom is related to your health freedom, because it all affects your health. So we want to be able to make new choices, even better choices, and to acknowledge the good choices that you've made. And then when you feel that you could have made a better choice in one area or another, that you can do that. And so we want to welcome you. I can see you're all coming in right now on Facebook. We're on Facebook Live. We're on Natural Health Radio. We are in multiple places. You can find us on Amazon Alexa, on Spotify. You can find us on iHeartRadio, and about 30 other outlets. So we are here for you today on Facebook Live. I want to start with talking about your diet. I mean, everybody's talking about diets, but I want to tell you some new research that I have related to the paleo diet. So I would like to do that and tell you a little bit about the paleo diet. Is basically eating a lot of meat, no grains. Of course, you're going to stay away from sugar, and you want to stay away from many other things. But paleo is basically about a high protein diet. And we want to share with you that there's many ways to get high protein. And there are paleo diets that are based on vegetarian principles. So you could do a vegetarian paleo diet. Okay, there are protein in vegetables. There's protein in vegetables. There's protein in many different things that we're going to discuss today. If you're feeling like you need a lot of protein because you want to lose weight, or if you're losing weight with eating a lot of meat, you're losing mostly water weight at first. Okay, so we want to discuss that, and also some research that I found related to, patients who are on paleo and why they are coming in to see me if they're on a supposedly healthy diet. So what I've seen in blood testing and in testing with neurophysical testing in my office is that people who are on paleo, their kidneys have a problem handling all the protein that they're eating, all the animal protein they're eating, because the kidneys have to break it down. Okay, so there is the truth here, that is, you could eat too much protein and the wrong types of protein, whereby your body can't utilize it or break it down. And of course, from eating a lot of meat, you're going to lose a lot of water weight. But I feel that that's not what the goal is. The goal is to lose real weight, not just water weight. Water weight is easy to lose. Whether you're a vegetarian or whatever your diet is, or a vegan, you can lose water weight. Some people feel like you can't lose water weight if you're eating carbs. Well, you can, and it depends on the kind of carbs, and it depends on the state of your lymphatic system. Hi, Daryl. How's it going?
I'm here fine. I'm thinking about my lymphatic system.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too when you looked up. It looked like you were thinking about that.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so we can talk about some things that could help it, that you could do right in the office, that are very easy to help you with your lymphatic system and to pump the lymph so that you will lose the weight. But paleo is not the thing to do because of the way that your kidneys can become dysfunctional have a hard time functioning with so much animal protein. Okay, so it's about the type of protein that you eat and what you combine it with. And I would say that a low-carb diet would be good depending upon the carbs that you eat. I would, a healthy diet includes, for some people, can include grain like quinoa. Quinoa is a really good grain, and I know people that make bread. There are different brands, but they're not in supermarkets. People locally to me and websites where they have sourdough bread made out of quinoa. It's delicious and fermented, like sourdough bread. So things are available today that maybe used to not be available, and that's good. But I would definitely avoid a paleo diet, seeing the results on blood tests and the symptomology that people have from eating it for a while. So a while would be a year, 8 months, a year on a paleo, eating major beef, major protein. Your kidneys have to break it down. You're a human being. You can only push it so far. And then you start seeing the creatinine levels and the bun creatinine ratio on blood tests be elevated. Okay, and that is not a good thing, and that can come from your diet. So that means your kidneys are having a hard time, and we have to change your diet and go on a more vegan diet. So how do you work with a diet whereby you can lose weight without eating a lot of protein? And if it's not organic, it's really toxic. If it is organic, it still can be toxic. There's a lot because toxicity to my body may be different than toxicity to your body. If you have too much of one thing like animal protein in your diet, it becomes a toxin, even if it's organic. And through the testing that I do, which is called neurophysical testing, we can actually test the percentage of toxicity of protein in your body. Like, is protein a toxin now to your body because you've eaten too much of it? We could also test sugar. Have you eaten so much sugar that it's become a toxin? Have you eaten dairy to the point where it's become a toxin? Your body looks at it as a toxin and it builds up in your body. So we do that with all foods. And so when I have a person who is toxic in protein, it oftentimes is just the amounts of protein, and then the next step is it organic or not? So we've done all of that research, and we know that things like salt, sugar, dairy, protein, carbohydrates can be toxic to your body depending upon how much of you eat, right? And if it's organic or not. But mostly, even if it's organic, it's more like your body doesn't want it anymore. It's had enough. It's now an inflammatory food, right?
My brother had a friend that would only eat things that roamed the earth.
Okay.
No vegetables, no fruit, just things with feet that had roamed the earth.
Wow.
Let's just say my brother will turn 60 this year. His friend will not.
Wow.
Because he's no longer with us.
Oh, wow.
But he would only eat, cows and chickens and stuff.
Wow.
Nothing else. No potatoes, no vegetables, no grain, no fruit, just animals.
And I'm
no fish.
I'm sorry to hear that, but there are a lot of people today that take a diet so factual, like just per se, and eat meat, you'll lose weight, and they don't go any further than that.
I just wonder how he would do on that test. He would probably turn out pretty bad, right?
Yeah, very toxic, yep. Well, the thing is, it's easy. The body always tells you the truth, and that's why you need to listen to it. And this testing is something that I developed and trained doctors in doing with their patients so they could create a custom diet. A custom diet is the best kind of diet. Some people find that, they love a certain kind of protein, whether it's whey or it's soy or whatever it is. And, and then they go crazy, like they're going to buy stock in it. They go crazy and they'll eat different kinds of soy protein. They'll eat soy cheese, soy milk, soy tempeh, soy tofu. So they'll just go soy protein powder because of the protein. And they will test toxic in it because it's now an inflammatory because they've eaten too much of it. And that is the whole point I'm trying to make here, is that we need to look at how much we're eating of a certain thing in our life. So a lot of people say, if you eat a lot of grains, you're going to gain weight. Well, what is a lot of grains, and what kinds of grains? So the most neutral grain is rice, brown rice. Red rice is also good. Purple rice is also good. And quinoa is even better. So we need to look at having that be a small part of our diet, okay? Giving it a small percentage. Now, what that percentage would be for you, I have no idea unless I tested you. Because through the custom neurophysical testing, we can test the percentage of rice you should have a day, a week, with a meal, how many meals, and customize things so that your body will respond beautifully. Many people are toxic in fat because those are the same people who are toxic in protein because they're eating a lot of animal protein. And of course, the animal fat is very, very unhealthy. So people can easily become toxic in fat, toxic in protein. Even if they just eat fish, they could become toxic because they ate too much. Maybe they have a radiation buildup from Fukushima that we need to give them a remedy to detoxify the radiation from their body, or mercury that they picked up from eating fish as the only source of protein. So that is the key. I mean, is to do custom diet. And if you're not able to do that, then I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. So for protein, you don't want to eat the same protein every day, okay? Like if you use chicken, organic chicken as a protein, don't eat it every day, okay? Or you're eating fish, make sure it's from the Atlantic and don't eat it every day. If you're eating eggs as your source of protein, which is really a whole nutrition, you could also become toxic in just eating eggs because you ate too many of them and your body doesn't want it anymore. Then change it up. Instead of eggs, okay, use hemp protein powder, use pea protein powder, use vegetarian sources of protein powder, and supplement the meat, the fish, and the eggs and all of that. Okay. Now, so how much would you eat in a week? Or I would say no more than 3 times a week. Eat animal protein and the source of chicken. I would never eat pork because it's toxic, and there goes your bacon. But they do make Fakin bacon. Fakin bacon is a tempeh soy fermented live food where it has enzymes in it. So it's going to be easily digestible. So Fakin bacon, you get it's a tempeh, Tempe. You can find it in a health food store. Does it taste like bacon? A little tiny bit, but it's delicious. So I feel that, what we've seen with patients, if they want chicken, no more than 3 times a week, eggs a few times a week if they want that, And then again, if they're allergic to eggs or chicken, then we'd have to eliminate those. But I'm just giving you a ballpark, okay? Vegetarian things that have a lot of protein would be hemp, pea. Don't eat soy protein except for fake and bacon because it's fermented. Fermented food is very good. Also, you could have a protein powder. They have different kinds of protein now that from beans. So if you ate beans and rice, okay, cooked, beans and rice are a complete protein, okay? You don't need to eat it with rice, you can eat it with quinoa. And you could eat a little bit. Doesn't mean you're gonna have bowls of it, meaning for one meal, you know, every day, maybe you wanna have beans and rice with vegetables, okay? And then you could do that 3 times a week or 4 times a week. And then maybe the next week you don't do that. Maybe the next week you go on to a different thing. But you have to eat the vegetarian protein. Very important because it's easier for your kidneys to handle. Your kidneys don't have to break it down like it does animal protein. Animal protein is tough for your kidneys to break down. So kidneys also respond to the emotion fear, according to the 5-element theory of Chinese medicine. So that means that when you hold in fear, when you're fearful in your life about certain things, and it's chronic, you've been like that for years, then that's going to affect your kidneys and cause them to not function optimally. It's possible that it can cause kidney stones, kidney dysfunction. So if you have a lot of fear, then you want to eliminate it by taking the neuro-emotional remedy number 4, kidney for fear. It's a homeopathic remedy designed and formulated by me that will eliminate the fear from your kidneys and from your body. But the kidneys are really affected by fear. The other thing related to diet is some people eat so much fruit that when I test them, they test that they're toxic in sugar because they're not eating bad sugars, what they consider bad sugars, but they're eating, 3 apples a day, 2 bananas a day, or blueberries, or a whole, they're like almost fruitarians. Those people will test toxic for sugar. So even a good thing you can become toxic in. The only good thing that I've seen you cannot become toxic in is green vegetables. You possibly could become toxic in eating too much carbs, and sometimes that can be caused from eating too much potatoes, too much wheat, too much bread, too much of all of the carbs, French fries, whatever things that you're eating, right? But you cannot become toxic in eating vegetables. You can't get enough of them, actually. They're the best things for your body. They're the healthiest things for your bodies. But if you want to do a smoothie every morning, green smoothie, kale, spinach, celery, parsley, or cilantro, you could stick some zucchini in, whatever greens you have, stick them in a Vitamix, and then put a half an apple in it. That'll make it a little bit sweet. And if you did that every day, that would be fine. But then during the day, don't eat like 4 more apples or 2 more bananas. People do some strange things like the grapefruit diet that there was around years ago. People only ate grapefruit. Or the watermelon diet. Watermelon diet is okay, but your blood sugar is going to suffer, and you shouldn't do it if you have hypoglycemia. Or if you have diabetes, of course, you don't want to do the fruit thing. You want to stay to the vegetarian protein, eating fish, eggs, or chicken. Now, I don't personally eat fish anymore because most of it does have Fukushima radiation in it. and I can test my body and my patient's body to see if they need to detoxify radiation, and the majority of them that eat fish do, depending upon where you get the fish from. So the waters that are safer are Scotland, Ireland, Portugal. You could get some fish off of the east coast of Canada, Maine. I wouldn't go any further south than that, because you do have nuclear plants that dump and are built on water supplies. Okay, so we have to understand that's where they have to have water supplies to cool down everything, right? So there's a lot of things to think about with diet. I think if we could get our diet straight so we don't rely on one kind of protein, so that we can change it up, and that makes your meals more delicious anyway. So if you could have a smoothie that has 25 grams of protein to 35 grams of protein in it, with carob or cacao, carob for those people who don't want caffeine, so cacao is chocolate and that will have caffeine, but a cacao with peanut butter and a protein powder that has 25 grams of protein in it would be absolutely delicious. I had one yesterday, and you would want to put almond milk or coconut milk in there, possibly hazelnut, organic hazelnut milk, which you can get from a company called Pacific something. They're in health food stores. And to add to have that kind of a protein thing in the morning, you could even stick spinach right in there. You'll never taste it, but it'll turn it a little green. You could stick kale in there. You won't taste that too much either. Or cucumbers or zucchini, you could put it right in there. Just think how delicious that would be. You put a little bit of apple or a half a banana. So that's like protein, like personified. Protein that's good for you. Protein that will enhance the functioning of every organ in your body. Okay? So that's what we need to do, is you can get some of those recipes on my shopping cart on my website, drdaleswellnessstore.com. We have a few recipes up there. I'm adding more, and you will find also smoothie recipes in my book, Revitalize Your Hormones, Dr. Dale's 7 Steps to a Happier, Healthier, and Sexier You. So we want to look at our breakfast, and a smoothie is great. Now, if a smoothie is not enough, you could make the smoothie 16 ounces. You could make it 32 ounces, whatever's good. But if that doesn't fill you up because you have an action-packed day of teaching or traveling, or you're going to be doing a lot during the day and it's going to take you hours before you can eat again, you could make some scrambled eggs and eat it. But the eggs alone wouldn't carry you through like the protein drink will. Because remember, it's got a little kale in there, it's got a little spinach maybe, and it's got your protein powder, your peanut butter, all of the, cacao or the carob. So we want to look at what you're going to do during the day and eat appropriate for the amount of energy spent. Now, some people put a lot of mental energy into their job instead of physical energy. Okay, some people work out a lot and that's physical energy. Okay, or they're traveling or walking a lot. They live in New York City, they're walking everywhere. That kind of a person needs smoothies, the right kind of smoothies, protein smoothies. Maybe they could even have at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning a little bit of scrambled eggs, like 2 eggs, okay? And that would get them through till 1 o'clock easily, okay? But, then again, if you're not having physical activity, if it's mostly mental activity, you don't need the eggs. You just need the protein drink smoothie in the morning with things that help your brain. What helps your brain, okay, is kale, spinach, celery, cucumbers, zucchini, vegetables. You could put some peanut butter in there, and protein powder and almond milk and those kind of things. And that really helps your thought process, your thinking. What you need to do besides that in the morning, first thing, take Optimal Multi Pro. Optimal Multi Pro is a multiple vitamin that I formulated that has things that are awesome for your adrenal glands, because if you're putting in a lot of mental energy, your adrenal glands better be functioning well so that you can keep it up, right? Because your adrenal glands make your hormones and connect to the entire body, including the brain, okay? So what you need to do is take the Optimal Multi Pro that has things in it great for your adrenals, like ashwagandha, which is Ayurvedic medicine. You also have phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylcholine, phenomenal for your brain, memory, your nervous system. You've got all the B vitamins. You have quercetin, you have biotin, because some people have biotinase deficiencies. That's where your body doesn't have enough biotin. Biotin is very important for your brain, and those people who have biotin deficiencies, it's called a biotinase deficiency. Then you need to take biotin, but I already thought of that for you. So there's a little bit of biotin, enough in there to help you out so you don't get deficient in biotin. All right, you've got supplements in there that I just, all the good things that you would need as far as a nutrient is in the Optimal Multi Pro. Vitamins, okay? Now with that, you want to take the Nano-Ionic Multiple. It's got all your minerals. It's ionic minerals. It's the best. There's no heavy metals or anything toxic in it. You can't taste it, but you want to put it in water, like 40 drops a day in water. You need it once in the morning. That's it. And then you've got all of your multiple minerals, non-toxic, in an ionic form, so they're cell ready and they absorb instantly. They absorb. They're cell ready. So nothing is wasted. All right? So that kind of a thing for breakfast would be get you through till, well, the vitamins will get you through 2 in the morning of the Optimal Multi Pro will get you through all day. The minerals will too. And that smoothie will take you through till about 1 o'clock. Then you have to think about what you're going to have for lunch, right? Okay, lunch is my biggest meal. You know, I eat my biggest meal for lunch. And that means that I will have a protein, and I will have vegetables, and I will have kale, spinach. I will maybe steam everything, or I will have them raw in a salad with some organic fermented cashew cheese. Now, nuts are not the most absorbable thing as far as protein. A lot of you are saying, don't forget nuts, you know, but what I'm telling you is they're not that absorbable. They're harder for our body to break down, okay? So, what you can do is you can find a cashew or almond cheese, almond butter cheese or cashew butter cheese that's fermented. The fermenting process puts enzymes into the food so it becomes highly absorbable and you can use it, okay? This is the key. So you can eat cashew butter, which is more than delicious. You have to really watch you don't finish the whole thing in one day, kind of delicious. But it's creamy and it's light and it's delicious because it's fermented. You can find also almond butter cheese or almond cheese that's fermented in your health food store. The key is fermented, and that is what you need to look for when you're reading the labels. Does it taste funny? No, tastes great. Tastes great. Not all of them taste great, but you'll find a couple of them that are really good. You just ask the people at the health food store, which ones have been reported by your customers that to taste great. And then if you want to saute any spinach or anything like that, I would use a vegetable butter or a little bit of avocado oil, organic avocado oil, or a little bit of organic olive oil. I wouldn't cook in those, but sauteing, lightly warming things with a little bit of oil, because you don't need to cook vegetables much. Broccoli you steam, you could put it right in a smoothie. You could get tons of broccoli in a smoothie, and that's anti-cancer. All greens are anti-cancer. They're all good for you. You can never become toxic in them. I know when some of you are going, oh darn, that might be my excuse to not eat vegetables, right? But truthfully, it's just a matter of how easily you can get them into your system. And you can do that in a smoothie. You can do that by sauteing. If you want to get a little bit or make a little bit of Thai curry, you can use real coconut milk. You can put cumin and cayenne pepper, coriander in turmeric, of course, and make a Thai curry, right? And then you can, saute in the same pan with the spinach or kale or whatever you're working on. I like making sauces that are clean from organic things and organic spices. So you can buy organic spices. You go to a health food store, replace all of your spices that are non-organic because they're GMO. They make spices GMO. Okay, unless they're organic. So that's the magic word to look for in all of your foods. All right. Now, as far as grains, I would try to eliminate bread at all cost. There's something great that you can replace it with. It's called cauliflower, and they're little cauliflower rounds that look like a pizza, like a pizza flat. And they do have a little tiny bit of egg in them. And they're made mostly from cauliflower. You can buy diced cauliflower and make your own, okay, which are less expensive, but those cauliflower rounds are a great replacement for bread. They're thin. You can eat them with scrambled eggs. You can eat them with vegetables. You can put cashew cheese on them, which is really better than you could imagine. To me, it's better than butter. Butter has a lot of saturated fats, even if it's organic, even if it's ghee. A lot of people eat clarified butter, which is ghee. Still saturated fats, too much. And what I would do is say, don't do that for your health. I would rather see you eat olive oil, avocado oil, and figure out how to make things the way that you like them. If I use eggs, I will always put chopped up spinach in it or chopped up kale in it. And I will just get that warmed up a little bit before I put the eggs in the pan. And I make it all at once, and then I put some fake cheese on it, Daiya cheese. Even better than that, I like Follow Your Heart. They have a new cheese. It says new formula. It's made with coconut milk. Okay, coconut milk cheese. It's so good you can't stop eating it. You just want to put some of that on the eggs, and it's just delicious. Who wouldn't want that, right? Who wouldn't want that? Tastes the same, if not better, than cheese. Doesn't really taste too much like coconut, but it has the same consistency as cheese. I feel it tastes better than cheese. And I'm half Swiss, so when I tell you something tastes better than cheese, you got to know that I was raised on cheese. I love cheese. And if I find something that tastes better, you can bet I'm going to eat it and tell you about it. So cashew butter. There's a great restaurant here that makes it, and I'm sure if you called them, they could ship it to you. I haven't checked this out with them, but you can try. They make a cashew cheese that is to die for, and it has dill and black pepper in it. The store is called Harvest, 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 and they are in Ventura, on Ventura Avenue. And you could call them and maybe order it. It's in a glass. They don't make anything in plastic because plastic has BPA, bisphenol A, in it. So everything they make comes in glass, and it's a small little jar. Daryl, I'm going to bring some in for us to eat on the air.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, I thought about the other day when I was there, and it just skipped my mind. I got into a conversation with someone, and it skipped my mind. But I think that...
Oh, I know where it is. I'll pick it up.
Okay.
I'll treat.
Yeah. All right, great. So, and then, like, what do you eat that with? You could eat it with celery, zucchini slice. You could eat it with... I use those coconut rounds. Not coconut, cauliflower rounds I use. And then also you can get flaxseed crackers, and you could, it's just delicious with flaxseed or any kind of rice, the little rice thin crackers that are by Eden, Eden. You could get those in the health food store. They have them organic, they're thin. They go beautifully with that. Okay, so the thing is there's so many delicious things out there that I wish I could take you all to dinner with me. Okay, because I would love to share with you. I really would. And it's eating well and having a good nutritional supply for your body is just about the choices you make. That's all it is. It's about knowing what choices there are and choosing wisely for your body. For dinner, you would want to eat less, a little bit less. Like your major meal should be at lunch. Dinner, you want to eat enough so that you don't wake up hungry at night. You could have a salad. You could have quinoa organic pasta, which is absolutely delicious and just as good, if not better, than regular pasta. You could find organic quinoa pasta at a health food store, and you can make that with avocado. I got this great recipe. I was up in Napa Valley a few years ago, about 5 years ago, Daryl, and I went to this little restaurant. Have you ever been to Napa Valley?
I have not, because I don't drink wine, and usually that's where people go to Napa Valley for, is wine drinking.
Well, I'm there for eating because I don't drink wine either. I don't drink.
Oh, I'm
anything.
all for eating.
Yeah. So there is this little restaurant that was in Calistoga, and we sat outside, and they had pasta with avocado. Now I thought to myself, how is that? How are they going to make that? Are they going to put slices in? So I couldn't imagine it. So I ordered it. And what they did was they whipped up the avocado with olive oil, black pepper, and garlic. And they massaged it into the pasta. I got to tell you, that tops it for me. And I'm a pasta girl as far as the way to make pasta taste good, and it can be gluten-free, like the quinoa pasta is gluten-free, organic, and they make it in fettuccine and all kinds of things, and you could just take an organic or regular avocado and mash it up and stick a little bit of olive oil in there and a little bit of garlic and black pepper. A lot of black pepper, and then you get a bowl of pasta and you massage that in there. Right?
I'm still thinking that our cameras and microphones are portable, and I'm still thinking of dinner with Dr. Dale. I think we should go to a restaurant that you recommend, or your house.
Right, we could go to my house,
and
right.
We'll follow you.
All
and,
right.
We may... I could taste it, but, maybe the listeners couldn't, but at least they could observe.
I would love to have an office with a kitchen in it so that it was big enough for people to come and sit and we could make things. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm telling you, you can also buy almond flour pasta. It's a little bit more expensive, but they make a fettuccine to die for. It's all almond flour, and you can get it in the refrigerated or freezer section of Whole Foods. They also have gnocchi, and they have lasagna sheets, and it's made from almond flour, gluten-free. There's only 4 ingredients in it. It's clean, delicious, non-fattening, and it's just the most amazing thing. So I get excited about things that we can eat to make ourselves healthy, because we're already eating things hopefully to make ourselves healthy. Why not enjoy it to the max? Why not make it so that it's so good you want to invite everybody over to have it, right? So I would want you to think about that. For dinner, you could have, if you wanted to have a piece of fish, or I don't eat fish personally, but I love it, and you could have salmon Atlantic from Maine, Nova Scotia, or further north, or from Scotland or Ireland, and you can go to Whole Foods market. Sometimes they carry salmon from Scotland that's fresh, and it may be farmed, it may not be farmed, and if it's farmed, it could be okay if it's non-GMO, if it's fed non-GMO, and if it's in mercury-free waters, if they don't do any put coloring in it or anything, feed it the fish color. It depends how it's done. Or is it farmed with just having regular salmon that they bring the babies over to grow them up in the environment to make them healthy? I mean, it could be a lot of different things. So you want to check that out. But I would say for dinner, I would look more into, if you like eggplant, you could make eggplant Parmesan with Follow Your Heart cheese, which will taste amazing. You could bread it on either side with egg, and then organic egg, and then gluten-free breadcrumbs, and you could saute it very, very lightly with almost no oil at all in a special fry pan. And then you just put it in the oven with organic tomato sauce and Follow Your Heart shredded cheese, and you will have an amazing tasting dinner with some veggies. Okay? There's endless things that you could make that taste great. That's why I'm sharing them with you. And I appreciate your being there with me today, and would love to hear about what you think about the topic of the day, which is trying to have more of a vegetarian diet, eliminate paleo, not healthy, not good for your kidneys. I've seen hundreds, if not thousands, of people on paleo with problems with creatinine levels and kidney issues. And sometimes before it shows up in the physical body, you could see it on a blood test, and that's when you help somebody to make a change so it doesn't end up happening on a physical level where you have kidney stones or you have some kind of kidney malfunction. Okay, so we want to keep our kidneys strong. Why? Because those of us who are male and have prostates, we want to make sure it stays healthy. We want to make sure that there's no blockages. We want to make sure that whatever we identify as, that it's healthy, that our body is physically healthy, and we could do a lot to change that just with diet and with our Daily Essentials kit that has the Optimal Multi Pro, the Nano-Ionic Multi, and a amazing vitamin D3 that is completely natural and made the right way in veggie caps with no magnesium stearate or junk in it, like all of my products. So we only have about 5 minutes left, and I've been just enjoying the fact that I can see you on Facebook. I know you're there. I wish I could talk with you. I wish I could take questions, but I can't because that's not the setup that we have in the studio and on Natural Health Radio. However, you can always email me or Facebook me any questions that you have. Okay, and I would be happy to either get back with you myself or have someone get back with you. So if you want more information, pick up my book, check out our website, check out our smoothie recipes, and also my book has smoothie recipes in it. And if you want to take that even further, you can become a member of the Wellness Center Optimization Club. And that is on my website, wellnesscenter.net. It's going to cost you $20 a month to get educated. And you'll find protocols there. You'll find all kinds of things about your health to help you. And then you can email me about your health issues or what, we can talk about whatever you need to talk about once you're a member. Okay? So I look forward to having a special show again next week, and we are looking at some options right now. But you know what I think? I think I would love to teach you how to read your own blood test. It's so easy. And in order to learn, all you need to do is to become a member, because you will see my optimal blood reference range chart in there, which makes sense out of any blood test. And that is, all of this is only for $20 a month, and then we can connect. I would love to see you learn how to read your blood test using optimal reference ranges. Not, when you look at a blood test, you say, okay, as long as it's not high or low, that's good, but that's not true, because the reference ranges are too wide on blood testing. So if a level on your blood test is high or low, you need to change your diet, without doubt. There's something you're doing that's not right. And if you become a member, you will learn and get the optimal blood reference range chart so that you can look at every level and see what the optimal reference range should be and what it means if it's low, what it means if it's high, what to take if it's low, what to take if it's high, and it'll all be there for you. And this is the way I train my health providers to go beyond the reference ranges that are on blood tests, because those reference ranges are too wide and people are sick and the doctors are saying you're okay. And it's not that you're okay and that what you're saying isn't real. It's that the reference ranges are too wide. So what I've done is made some sense out of all of that, and you could get that form in the membership area. So we have about 2 minutes left, and I want to say that a little bit more, since we haven't really had a break. I've just been going for an hour. I want to share with you that we have some awesome trainings on the California College of Natural Medicine. That's available at www.traditionalnaturopathy.com or www.cconm.com. And then you will see our entry-level trainings and our continuing education trainings there. And you'll enjoy of some audios and some information as well. You're always welcome to contact us if you're interested in training and finding more out by emailing us and then setting up an appointment to speak with me about the trainings specifically. Okay, so we at the California College of Natural Medicine, we're state licensed, and we have been approved by the state, licensed by the state since 1995. Okay, a long time. And we have stayed in good standing. We do what we say. So when we talk to you about the training and tell you what's in it, that's really what's in it. And you can practice when you get done and get a certificate and open a practice in the state of California and other states that have reciprocal laws. So I want to thank you so much for being with me today. Don't forget to go to wellnesscenter.net and enjoy this beautiful day, this beautiful week. Many blessings and love to you. We'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same place, and be your best. Bye-bye.